Hey guys, I got bored and there was nothing to watch, and I'm uploading content at the minute, so my internet's 300 ping again as it was when I did my last Rocket League video, so I just thought I'd come into free play and practice. I'm doing that thing again where I sit upside down, not completely upside down, just like I'm at a really weird angle. I don't know why I do it. It feels comfortable for my legs. They like to be moved every now and then. I don't want to sit still for too long. So whatever, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm just going to try to do this for 10 minutes. Just going to dribble up and down. See how long I can keep the ball actually under control. It's tempting to flick it, but I'm not gonna. Well, I'm going to try to not flick it. And you'll notice immediately I'm not using my handbrake, which I know I need to get used to using my handbrake. It is what it is. Can I take it into an air dribble? No, not really, but I can pop it, so if I needed to, I could sort of pop it up and, it might go in. It's it's not a flick, but you get what I'm saying. I wish I could control it. At the minute, the ball is very much telling me where it's going to go, and I'm just trying to keep it moving, But eventually, I'll get so good that if I want to go left, I can go left rather than just flicking it off. If I want to go right, I can go right. I do need to start using that handbrake. I need to get that on the go. How are you guys? What have you been up to? I've been watching AppJack play recently, and Lethemir, both complaining about the DDoSes again. And it's interesting because the DDoSing, it looks very similar to what I go through with the high ping, but it's not the same because their inputs aren't getting registered. My inputs are getting registered. It's just a third of a second slow, sending data back and forth. I hate that. So it was interesting watching those videos, and at first I was thinking oh, maybe they need to train. Maybe they need to train with 300 ping. And then I realised that wasn't the issue. They're pressing the buttons at the right time, they're doing everything absolutely perfectly, but the inputs just aren't getting registered. So that must be frustrating. I've dealt with that. I mean, obviously in all games your connection drops every now and then, and so it's like a miniature version of getting DDoSed. Almost. Just for a moment, you know what I mean? You try jump, and then the next thing you know, you're back on the ground again, is a perfect example. Or you turn slightly to the left, and then your car just carries on going straight. It flicks back to that straight line, teleports away. That kind of thing. But imagine if that was happening all the time. Every time you tried to touch the ball, just randomly, coincidentally. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It feels like Epic Games have no interest in they don't care about it as a product onto itself. It's just like another product, so it's treated very similarly to the other games that they own. I don't know much about Epic Games, but I imagine once you own a few games, you've got a few different products on the go, and they didn't make it. It's not their creation. To them, it's just a money hole, isn't it? Basically, it's either making money or it's costing them money. That's the way they see it. It's a financial, whatever you call it. Let's try an air dribble. I'll take it across. Try get it in the right hand side, top corner? No. Rubbish. Bad angle. Ugh, that was awful. If I did that, I'd just pretend it was a pass. I'm trying, you know? I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to put the time in, especially at times like this. Like, when I'm uploading, I've got very little else that I can do. Even YouTube messes up, but like, it's not like there's anything worth watching, so I might as well be playing a game, and most of my games are online. It's not that I'm bored of like Vampire Survivors or whatever, you know what I mean? You can play these little offline games and whatever, but I enjoy Rocket League, and so putting an extra 10-20 minutes into just dribbling the ball around, left side, yeah, and then pinch, some kind of pinch. Oh, blech, gross. I mean, for a gold though, you know, give me some credit. Give me some credit. I see a video, yeah, and it was like, I think it might have been Spooky Luke, and he was saying like, oh, here's like, this guy's grand champion, and here's him moving around, but here's him trying to dribble, and he couldn't dribble. Like, obviously he was dribbling, you know, part of the video, innit, so he was pretending that he dribbled worse than I'm doing now. And then he goes, oh, and here's a silver, and it showed this silver, like, proper just dribbling around like an absolute legend, you know? Yeah, you see, I can't just turn it into an air dribble just yet, but we're working on it. Anyway, yeah, and I just thought, that's not the flex that you think it is. Like, that's proving the exact opposite thing. It's proving that you're being held back, you're being kept silver by not really understanding why you're practicing what you're practicing. You know what I mean? Like, why am I practicing dribbling? I'm not practicing dribbling so that I can just dribble it around endlessly. That's not what it's about. It's about waiting until people aren't expecting it, really, and then being able to have that control over it. Just briefly, just to put it into a position, and then, you know, eventually I'll get good at that bit. Or popping it up, or do something with it, you know? You're not, in a 3v3, you're not just going to, like, dribble it around, really. Not a lot. Not often. So you practice these things just so you've got them in your bag for when you need it under different circumstances. Which leads me into something that I'd love to talk about, which is like, what is a trick, right? Because I come from a world of like juggling, circus skills, that kind of stuff, right? That's what attracted me to bouncing this ball around. People were saying, oh, it's like juggling, and it is actually, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of similarities, considering. It's very physics based. But what is a trick? Let's talk about juggling, because that's, like I say, that's where I come from. A trick is simply a fancy way of recovering. Like keeping control of the balls, or ball in this case, under unusual circumstances. Being able to do things with the ball that are unexpected. And so your opponents would react in the wrong way, you know? But essentially, the way I look at tricks when I'm at this level, especially when I started nunchucks, when I started spinning nunchucks, the reason that I learned tricks was recovering. It was just a way to recover my position and get it back to default. Let's consider this default. Let's consider dribbling the ball default, right? When it's on my car, this is default. So a trick is basically anything where you get back to that position, where like in the game you could start midway through that sequence, or if you found yourself like there, you know what to do, you know how to keep control of it. You see what I mean? So that's a trick. A trick isn't something that you, well, it is when you're circus skills and when you're actually showing off. Like freestylers, obviously a trick is a trick. You use it to show off, to flex, whatever. But in the real world, like in a real fight or in a real match of Rocket League or anything like that, a trick is simply a way to recover the default position, to continue to maintain control over the object, and also to outwit your opponent a little bit, to do something a little bit unexpected. You've got to remember, in a team game though, you can't be doing unexpected things all the time. In fact, quite the opposite, and that's what I'll end on. You want to be as consistent and expectable as possible when you're in a team. Anyway, that's 10 minutes, and I'm feeling good, so I'll leave it there. Love you. Bye.